Hello and welcome to Tuesday's daily vlog. Big day on this one. To be honest, we've almost finished it. That's it. No, we've still got a few bits and pieces to do and make our way through with it, but generally we are pretty much there. I'm doing the weapons fit at the moment. Do not use trumpeters' weapons because they are just, well, awful. That's supposed to, it's not even the right shape. I don't even know what type of shape that is, but it's definitely not supposed to be a Mark 82. And pretty much all of their weapons are woeful, to say the least. I did think about taking one of their triple ejector racks and cutting it down. Sorry, this is a Mia multiple ejector rack, 6-place one, and cutting it down. But it just has no detail whatsoever. So scrap that idea. I'm going to have a look through, and luckily I've got some other bits and pieces, 1/32 scale, different types of weaponry. So for instance, down here we've pinched some Academy Sidewinder lemurs. We're going to put those onto it. I've thinned out a little bit, whichever I've done with it, it's around here somewhere, is the rail, the twin rail, here it is just down here, for the actual on there, for fitting that one in. We've also pinched an Academy, this is the lantern pod from something, it's an F16 or an F18, one for that, so we've done that, we've polished that one up, made some little authorizations on that, things like that. The Mavericks, they're okay, I think they'd be sort of doable with it, but what I did want to do was basically stick on one Sidewinder, I might put two on, put them on there, and then we were going to have the lightning pod, then we were going to have two Mavericks, and then probably two Mark 82s on there. I have got these, which are, I can't remember what they are now, but these are the cluster bombs. Don't really much a fan of these, so we might stick those on there. But I didn't want to completely go overboard under here and have everything in there. But everything else is pretty much done. So you can probably see down in here, we've done the electronics bays. That one's been fitted down into there. We've also done the one on this side with the battery compartment. We've also done up in here, we've done the gun one that is all open, everything in like that. We've taken care of the canopy, so we've got the canopy framing, the photo etch has all been put on, the mirrors have been put on there. The only thing I've got to put in there still is the G meter and the backup compass. Those need to be fitted onto there, but generally all of those have done. We've also spoke about yesterday, gone around and done the aerials. I've done a few little touch-ups on those. We've put all those bits in there and everything else, so really it's coming to an end. And I said before, I am really going to miss this jet. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and all these little things, doing the little jobs at the end and stuff like that, have really come together now. And I've actually, you know, considering what I thought this was going to be, I didn't think it was going to be a bigger problem as people were making out, but I thought I was going to have a few more problems with it. We haven't, but I've then really allowed me to get quite creative with the paint techniques and things like that, which I'm hoping to God I'm going to be able to photograph and show you everything as well, about trying to show it. It's very difficult. Again, I had some people around earlier today and they were looking at it saying it doesn't look anything like it does on the telly, and it's like, yeah, I don't know why, it's just that the post shading for some reason with this particular paintwork, cameras, lighting looks really strong. When I'm looking at this, I can see no post shading at all. When you get on top of it, then you can see it, but again, it's this sort of multi-dimensional paintwork that we're sort of doing with this one as we're making our way around with it. What I'll try and do is get in there with a handheld camera tomorrow and do some nice close-up work and everything else like that. But generally she is there, really enjoyed it. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, probably going to get the weapons fitted, sorted out, get them up onto it and everything else, put the aerials onto it. The final one's got some nice pitot tubes. We've got some aftermarket ones because again the kit one is horrible, so we've got an aftermarket pitot tube that come with the actual gun barrel, the photo etch gun barrel, so we're going to put that onto it and that will take care of it. So generally the light is at the end of the tunnel, and I said back end of the week we're going to be done with this one. It'll be finished. I'll do the final photo reveal, the final vote videos, stuff like that, and then we can show you some detailed pictures perhaps on Friday with it. But again, it's just going to be really sad to see it go. And I must admit, as you all know, I am a real A10 fanboy. I love it to death, and I'm going to forgive this all the sort of inaccuracies that it's got and all the little quirky little features that the kit has got, because it is just absolutely lovely. But that said, I'm really looking forward to the new stuff we're doing. Loads of you are still sending me bits and pieces on the actual King Tiger. Again, I don't know quite what to do with that kit. I might get another King Tiger kit in as well and do a slightly different version. There's another version I quite like the look of doing and all the rest of it versus this one. But again, it's going to be one of those things where I want to do the Zimmer on there, so that would be a good candidate for it. I don't know. We'll see how we run with that one. But definitely, it's an interesting kit. I know a lot of you have been building it as well. You've been sending me details on it. They all look fantastic. So looking forward to seeing those. Anyway, today's technically Tuesday, so we do tool time. I'm going to skip it this week because I'm going to clear the decks, have a good clean out, and I'm going to pre-record for it and show you all the technical stuff that's here in the studio. So we're going to show you my lighting. I'll talk through the lighting. We've done it before, but I know I get the same questions probably every couple of weeks, so I can answer it well. What cameras I use, right the way down to what cabling we use, what software we're using, what computers, different monitors, as you know, we got around here and everything else like that. So it'll be the more sort of technical side of all the camera work that we actually use in the studio, and then I'll give you an overall then right the way around the studio and things like that. So, and again, a bit of a tour of the bits and pieces. They're all smaller things. It's a bit like my stash and the upstairs stash and stuff. And if we get upstairs sort of tidied and cleared up a bit, we'll give you a run round up there as well. So that's about it for today. You can go off and see part 12 of this, is it now? Now part 12 is going to talk all about post shading, which is quite good because Steve did his on Friday, so you're going to get my view on it as well. Again, we do it slightly differently, but you'll get the gist of it, so you can see how I do my post shading on this one, how we did a lot of the paint work, how we did the changing of the paint work, and the way that I actually do it, all right? So you can see all about that one. Then we go into the wash, which I know is me flogging my own product, and I'm guilty as the next person for doing it, but obviously that's what I love to use, and the reason I use it. So this one, it literally had the dark dirt Flory models wash right the way over it, which was that one. You can see that going all the way over it and then removing it, and we speak about, say, my new way of doing it. We don't remove it with a wet cloth, spitty tissue as I used to call it. We sand the stuff off these days, and it gives a really nice look, and it's what gives me this type of paintwork finish that I'm after. You might hear me talk about it, about the actual the clay polishes the paintwork. This is what it does. It does it extremely well. So the micro texture in the clay polishes paintwork and gives you that multi sort of tone stage to it. And then because obviously where we've done post shading, it's got different textures. The wash works with it in different ways, and it's very technical, but actually you don't do anything about it. It's one of those things that the process itself sounds really technical when you explain it, but all you do is brush this stuff on and sand it off. That's all you actually do. There's no technical bits to it at all, and it'll give you a fantastic either panel lines or full-on weathering, or whichever way you go through. But as I said, it's one of those things. That'll be up with you. Going to put up the next part, will go up tomorrow again. Okay, so you're going to get another part of this, which will be part 13, going to go with you, and that's going to be talking about obviously moving it on, starting to fit everything, working on the gear, the bits and pieces like that, and working in. And then hopefully I'll get the last part of it up on for this week. It'll go up on Friday, which will move through, and I think there's probably possibly going to be 2 or 3 more parts with it, which I'm going to finish next week. So that one will be totally finished and done by then. And then what way we're going to start straight into the Skyhawk, straightforward, out of the box build, just going to push straight through with it. And then obviously we're going to show you the sort of little technical aspects of working with that sort of more modern, mid-age, I suppose you'd call it, the 60s, 70s look of using gold, grey and white, which is one of my favourite schemes for US Navy aircraft. So we're going to be doing that with the Skyhawk because it's just one of those small little jets. It'll be lovely because it'll fit this big. And a few of you are saying about our paint booths aren't big enough. For anything else, they're fine. It's just when you're dealing with something with this is, which is, what is it on the wingspan of it? Here we go. We can have a quick measure here. It's about there to there. This thing is what, 55 centimetres across? That's the trouble we've got. And because it's 55 centimetres across, it's probably around about 52 centimetres long. So it does make this thing a real headache because it's square. It's not like it's a triangle and you can put it in like a swept wing aircraft or anything else. But when it's something like this, it's a little bit harder to work with. So there we go. That's it from me. Good day today on this one. Going to get it finished off basically tomorrow and everything else, and we can push through. So until tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.